That's
a fair point.
Cause they'd be like, oh, I didn't smash, but I gave head though.
Yeah.
Not even
Okay,
that.
you had a point?
Yeah, I got a question. When was your last time?
Yeah, when was
You
your last
lied.
time? The men's time to answer.
Interesting.
We got some chats in.
You know that ain't fair.
Sombrero.
I mean, what, like 18 hours ago? I don't know. Like 18. Like yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
He's a man of God.
I'm a man of God.
Oh
Always
my God.
sing the praise.
All the guys within, I would say
Where's the
we're
cat?
within 24 hours. All the guys.
Mine
were
was
within-
6 hours ago. My girl's here. She's sitting down on the table over there.
Okay.
We're looking for recruits if anybody wants to join the team, so we can talk after the show. But chat's there. If anyone wants to join.
Okay.
Keep chilling says, let's go.
Let's
$20.
go.
And Sneeko, you just so the people know, your relationship, you're open on your end and she's closed on her end, right?
Yeah, how it's supposed
That's
to
what
be.
we're talking about.
Yeah. We talk about everything, you know, sometimes we're looking for recruits. We're looking for people to join the squad, to join the revolution. So
Damn right. It doesn't work when the woman's open. It only works when the man's open. I agree with that 1000%. That's the way it should be. What?
Misogynist.
That's not gonna work.
Not on my end.
Not on my
All
end.
right, question.
So when you're with a guy that you really love, then you'll be okay with
Okay,
it.
question. Who said misogynist real fast?
I
She
did.
Okay, can you define misogyny?
Yeah.
A man that stands in his masculinity, overpowering the woman's ability to be feminine because he is such a dickhead.
Okay, so being feminine is taking a lot of
Hold on, whoa, hold on, Sneeko. So that is your final answer?
That's my final
Okay.
answer.
That's not what the
Okay.
definition is.
Well, sorry,
That's my
but
definition.
that is not the definition of misogyny. The definition of misogyny is hatred and/or contempt for women. So incorrect.
Well, that's what it's giving. I didn't want to go
It's
there.
giving misogyny.
That's what it's giving.
It's the misogyny
It's
for me.
definitely giving women hate shit.
Not the
Make
misogyny.
Yeah, it's
this
giving women
up.
hate shit.
You know what's amazing to me is that when girls call us misogynists, the first thing I always say is, please define misogyny. And to this day, I think only one girl has defined it correctly.
Well, I'm
But
not
then-
gonna say you hate women, but it's still in the
That's what
fact
it means.
that.
That's what it means.
That's the
What do you mean?
definition.
If you're saying that, that's what it means.
But I think you're very opposed
To what?
to women in 2022. Like, it
Bro,
seems
what
like
does
you're
2022
very,
have to
like,
do
All right, let me ask you a
a lot
question real
of times
fast.
have changed.
Let me ask you a question.
Have they not?
Question. Let me. You know what? Let's ask the whole table this. Okay. How many of you are hoes and want to be hoes? Raise your hands.
Wow.
None?
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Nobody. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for proving my. Oh, one. Okay, 1 out of 10 plus. So
like her.
none of you really, or none
We'll
of you
talk later.
are hoes or want to be hoes. Fantastic. So why would you want to open a relationship and have sex with multiple guys when you have a dude?
So why would you want your man to do
You
that?
can't answer a question. with a
Because,
question.
but well, yeah.
Also, men can't be hoes. Like men, you have to earn being a hoe. For you to be a hoe, you just walk outside.
It's a award.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of men.
This is what I'm saying. You guys don't understand what it's like to be a man. Every guy wants to fuck a lot of women. You have to earn it. You can't just walk outside with your dick out swinging and get pussy. What the fuck are you talking about? You can step outside right now. Even right now, if you spread your legs on a table, there'll be a dick in there in 30 seconds.
Like there's a reason why they
Not
call
mine.
guys
Yeah,
like
so
fuckboys.
ladies, here's the thing, because you said men are hoes, incorrect. Men are hoe makers. Women are the hoes, because the reality is you go into a club and go, nah!
Nah,
And some
I
dude
feel
will
like-
still talk to you. If I go, nah! They're going to call the cops.
I feel like men are hoes unintentionally.
No, they
Please,
do it on
wait,
purpose.
hold on.
It's
Whoa,
definitely
whoa,
on
whoa, whoa.
purpose.
Okay, please explain to me how a guy can be a hoe unintentionally.
Yeah, it's on purpose.
Just the behavior they give off. They give it to everyone.
It's giving behavior.
right.
Hold on. Let me explain something.
Guys, like a lot of guys be for everyone.
But
You
it's
do
on
realize,
purpose. They
here's
do it
the
on
thing, you do
purpose,
realize for a man to get sex, he's got to talk to a lot of girls, he's
All
got to
right.
take her on dates, etc. If anything, it's very intentional.
All right, but do you think a guy's a hoe only because he fucks, or
There's no
it's
such
his
thing as men that are
behavior?
hoes.
Which
Women
leads
are
to my
hoes.
next question.
Not men.
Oh, I know a lot of guy hoes. So
No, that's a
You
promiscuous
have
man.
fucked a lot of guy
No.
hoes. That doesn't mean that.
listen. I'm very exclusive, and that
Oh,
goes
here
for
we go.
everything.
All right.
Yo, I promise you.
Wait, Myron, before you go.
Promise
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you realize the difference when if one of us calls you a hoe, you get, no, I'm not. If you call a guy a hoe, you call me a
He
hoe.
said, I don't care.
All right.
Do you think anybody cares?
All right, but I'm saying, is a person a hoe because they fuck a lot, or is it because of their like mentality and like behavior?
What's the mentality?
You're saying a person's a hoe because they fuck a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what
I'm
the
not
definition of a hoe is. You're not a hoe?
No, I mean I fuck a lot when I'm fucking with a person.
But that wasn't
I
the
don't
question.
fuck random people.
The difference is it's a shaming word. When I call you a hoe, you feel bad. If you call a guy, I know a lot of man hoes. Do you think they care?
They probably like
Oh,
it.
That's the
they
question.
don't care, but they still
So
a
then
hoe.
why say it?
But
So why are you saying it?
because that's what they are. It doesn't matter if they feel some type of way about it. That's still what they are.
That's a promiscuous man. Here's the thing: a promiscuous man is respected. A promiscuous woman is admonished. And the reason for that is because it's easy for women to get sex. It's hard for men to get sex. It's very simple. You guys don't like sexism when it doesn't benefit you. Reality is sexist. If you're a woman that's promiscuous with different men, you're going to be considered a hoe. That's the reality.
But you know what's funny? They're arguing to be hoes, and they don't want even want to be hoes.
That's the thing. Yeah, they're arguing
to become a hoe. But you don't want to be a hoe.
You don't want to be a hoe. Sorry.
That's feminism.
I don't get it.
So
you want to be a hoe?
I want to be a hoe. I want it to be accepted.
Okay, hoe.
I don't like the double standard.
You a hoe.
I just don't. I'm a hoe. I'm a
You
proud
a hoe.
hoe. Damn right. Like
You a
Suki
proud
Hana.
hoe, yeah.
I'm a big pussy hoe.
Yeah.
Damn right.
She's a big pussy hoe.
It's giving me slut vibes.
Yeah.
It's giving hoe.
It's giving slut.
I'm with all of
It's giving
that.
slut,
I'm with
yo.
all of that.
Here's
Slut
the thing.
walking, all of that.
You can do
Slut
that.
walk.
It's no walk of shame for me, baby.
It's okay, stroll of success. But either way, the point is that you can do whatever you want, but just understand that there's consequences to your actions. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you act a certain way, a lot of guys aren't going to respect you. And my thing is that most women want security from one man. However, most men want to have sex with multiple girls. That's what I'm arguing for. So girls will sit there and say, I want to be open. No, you fucking don't. You're not a man. You don't want to have sex with multiple people. You want to have sex with one guy, preferably the best guy that you can, and get security from that guy. Men, however, we want to have sex with as many girls as we can, no matter how good our girl is. So we're not the same. So when girls make this argument, I want to be open on my end. No, you don't. You just want to pretend like you're equal, but you're not equal to your man.
But why do
Never.
guys like revolve around just like having sex with women? It seemed like
Because-
that's all they want.
Yeah,
like,
that's back to what he
Yes.
said in the beginning.
But why? Like, is it
because
that?
that's just their nature.
Can I explain it?
Yeah,
How I think
I
I've
wanna-
defined it. When a man retires or when a man gets married, he kind of loses a sense of his manhood. Everyone's like, "Oh, we lost one."
It's the ego thing.
No, it's not an
Yeah.
ego thing. It's what? No, hold up. Let me finish. When a man retires and when a man stops working and then then you notice him age like 30 years and 2 years. You ever see a guy retire and then he's like, you look back at him and he's sitting in the chair like, hey, I'm just watching the game. And he looks old. And when a guy gets married, he's talking about, well, I wish I could go out, but I got to see the wife.
Mhm.
He's losing his balls. So when you stay open and you stay like that single guy that you were when you met your girl, when she really fell in love with you, and you keep that essence about you, that girl's going to stay with you forever. And not only that,
If she's stupid.
No, not if she's stupid, if she's
No,
happy.
if she's
Because
stupid.
because when you get comfortable in a relationship, that's when the man becomes unattractive. And when I become comfortable with you and I'm laying down watching Netflix all day with you, being monogamous and well, let's go home, then you're not going to be attracted to me anymore. You stay attracted to me if I'm the same man that I was when you met me.
Facts.
All right,
That was
I
supposed to
wanna
get
add on to that.
question.
All
Because
right,
you're not about to.
All right, so you think women are the same way? Because me personally,
No.
when I'm in a relationship, I like to upkeep myself. Why are men different?
Because your upkeep is to impress the man. But we don't upkeep our manhood by trying to impress you. We upkeep our manhood by providing to the world, by creating more, by gaining respect from other people, by staying in the workforce. We gain respect outwardly. You get respect from the man that you love.
And myself.
Okay, well, if it's all
Okay.
about security and everything, then if security is the big picture we're trying to go for, why is it that you can cheat on other people or like you can
It's not
cheat
cheating.
on
Not
other
you.
women?
Security is what you look for.
But like if the girl does it, it's bad. But like, oh hey, men are gonna be
Because once again,
other
we're going
women.
in circles. You don't actually want to do that. The only reason that girls want to be open if the guy's open is because you do it out of a reaction. You want to do it in revenge for what I want. It's not fair if you can cheat, but I can't cheat. It's not really what you naturally want. You're just doing it out of reaction for what I do because you think that you need to be equal. That's feminism brainwashing.
Yeah, but why would someone stay if you cheat on her? Why would she do
It's
that?
not cheating if it's open and if it's talked about.
If she knows.
Okay, but if women, if what we want is money and all of that, could she go out there to get that?
To get money?
To get money from other
Okay,
guys?
if I'm not providing money, if I'm not providing everything that I need to provide as a man, then I should not be able to ask for an open relationship. Only men who could provide everything that a woman
Yeah,
needs can start
that's-
asking for that.
Correct.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to have your T's crossed, your I's dotted. You can't just be like a bum and demand that you're open on your end and she's closed on her end. You have to be an exceptional gentleman to be able to pull this off, of course. But going back to what you were saying something
I got a
about why
question.
do men want to have sex with so many girls?
I got a
Yeah, like
question.
it seemed like men are just on like the only thing they think about is like having sex with women, literally, like just fiending, like
All right,
on
Yeah.
some
I'm gonna ask the
creepy-
chat real quick. Do you guys want the candy store analogy or should we move on? Give me a one in the chat if you guys want it. If not, just give me a two and we'll move on.
I want it.
One.
Because niggas are really
Because I have an analogy that describes this, so that women can understand.
Yeah.
Take me to the candy.
Okay. All right. All right. Before I tell this analogy, we got 15,000 plus you guys in here. Do me a quick favor.
Hit the like button.
Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Also, Sneako's out of YouTube jail, so go ahead and subscribe to his 2 channels, Sneako with
First
an
day
SH, and then also subscribe to Sneako. Chris, how we looking on
Mostly
the things?
ones.
Mostly ones.
Yes.
Okay.
majority
So
ones.
I'm gonna. Okay, ladies. So I want you guys to all go in a dream world with me. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm going to explain this. Let's say that there's a candy store, okay? And in this candy store, there's 2 lines. There's a male line and a female line. Everyone wants to get into this candy store. It's lit in there. The women can get in at 18 years old. No fee. They just get in. The men, however, can only get in when they're 35, have $100,000 saved up, and been going to the gym consistently for 5 years. So you go in the candy store at 18 years old, and you start to figure out what kind of candy you like. You figure out Tootsie Rolls are disgusting. Starbursts are pretty good. You like the pink flavor, not the yellow flavor. Gushers are okay. Some of you guys like chocolate and only stay in the chocolate aisle. You know who you are. And you just do what you got to do, right? So after you've been in the candy store for a while, you start to figure out what aisles you like and which aisles you don't like, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You start to figure out what candies you like, which ones you don't like. You have a preference, right?
Yeah.
So 17 years later, next thing you know, a bunch of dudes walk in there. Actually, some dudes, the guys that worked really hard and earned their money and were able to get in the gym, etc. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to go fucking crazy. They're going to be eating all the candy you threw out, the Tootsie Rolls, whatever. They're eating that shit 17 years later. They're going wild, swinging on the rafters. And on top of that, all the other guys are looking at them in the candy store, say, yo, yeah, you fucking go. Eat as much candy as you want. Yeah, this is fucking crazy. Woo. And they're cheering them on. But only a couple guys got in. Most of the other guys couldn't get in. So then you look at that guy and you say, yo, the fuck is wrong with you? Take it easy. Why are you eating so much goddamn candy? Then he looks you dead in the face and says, you don't have to bust your ass to get into this store, so obviously you don't get it. That is why men go crazy when they can finally have sex with a lot of girls, because we have to bust their asses to get into this candy store. You guys get in for free. So how can you tell a man how many pieces of candy he can eat?
But y'all don't get tired of that. Like niggas be doing the same thing until they old as hell. Like you still fiending for coochie. You like 80 years old.
Right. Again, like for men, it's very difficult to get that ability and that access. So guys are always going to want other girls. Like I said before, it's easy for you because
no,
you got.
but it's easy for niggas too.
No, it's not, bro. I just explained it to you. 17 years.
It's not good pussy.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not easy for them to
We
get
could
good
also
pussy.
say, hold on, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Why don't we stop? But guess what? Let's flip it. Why do you always want money? Just date a bum. No.
First
Just,
of all, no,
just-
I have my own business. I don't need money from
Just
niggas, bro.
date a regular dude. Don't worry about guy has money. How about that?
No, I can answer that because for
'Cause they gotta
one,
cheat on
I've
you.
that's
dated
gonna
regular
take you
dudes
through.
and I've made my own money.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
left
but
them.
we don't ever ask girls, why do you want what you want? We just say, hey, you know what? Girls want this. So we adapt to it.
The problem is this: men accept what women want. Women cannot accept what men want.
Never.
I just told you.
Yeah,
men have
that's
to
true.
bust their ass to get in this candy store. You can't tell someone who busted their ass to get in the candy store, why are you eating so much candy when you got it for free? And that's the problem. Women try to tell guys, excuse me, girls try to tell guys how they should eat candy when you guys never earned your ability to enter the store.
But some guys have it easier than the girls.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
oh,
Like,
you're
some
naturally
guys really
tall.
just-
You're naturally
Hold on.
How many?
Hey,
naturally
please tell me, how did
Some
who said that? Who said the men have it easier?
Yeah.
Both.
I
well,
said some guys have
Explain,
it easier.
how do they have it easier?
Like if you're like naturally tall, like
Yeah, you
naturally
got
handsome, like oh you got the
tattoos.
jawline, like you're TikTok just
Light
for being.
skin.
Like,
Okay, are you
know,
aware of the fact that even
Yeah.
the most attractive men still don't get as many messages as average looking women in their studies that show this?
He just said it. He just said it.
No.
I just smiled.
just
No,
said
but
it.
here's the thing. She doesn't know that. A lot of girls will see an attractive guy and think he's fucking a bunch of girls. The reality is a lot of the times they're not.
No. And girls don't really care about attractive. Past that, like past the first glance, it's not really attractive. What you really want is charisma. You want a guy who's funny. You want a guy with personality.
Yeah.
That's more important for you. I was just asking my girl this the other day. I'm like, how much? Because people are saying, like, I don't want to take any advice from Sneako because he's tall and he's good looking and stuff like that. I'm like, how much of it you think is the good looks and how much you think of it is charisma? And she said 90% charisma. I think it doesn't go past that. You've probably met a lot of like tall guys with a good face or jawline, whatever. And those TikTok boys you're talking about, are they really attractive or you think they're just goofy out there dancing on TikTok, stuff like that? You look down at them. You don't want to be with a guy like that. You want to be with a guy who could provide you
She's
security.
missing a big point. That guy on TikTok has status.
But what he only
You
has status for is for his looks, though.
No, but it doesn't matter. He still has status. If he was a nobody and he was good looking, he wouldn't be able to have the same power. Status
There's
is
a lot
one of the biggest.
nobodies who are equally, like relevant in their own like space.
Yeah.
What?
I feel like it
That's
has
true.
to do with the person.
Hold on. Repeat that
'cause-
again. That made zero sense.
Like for instance, you look like you could have 0 followers, but still have the status within your own community. Just
Yeah.
based upon
But
how
that
you
means
look.
it's within your own community. That
Yeah,
means
you
don't
have
the
a
status of
localized
famous-
marketplace. Like you
Right.
have localized value. But again, women respond very favorably to status. And like I said before, even if a guy is good looking, he's still not going to have it as easy as an average looking girl. And there's studies that show this. The best looking men that are chads in the top 1 or 2% can't compete with an average looking woman. And they've shown this with messages on dating apps. The best guys don't get as many messages as average looking girls.
At all.
At all.
Yes.
Not even close.
All right, but I feel like
Merch.
the average looking girls get people coming to them, but the niggas who know they're fine, they be the ones chasing people.
That's
yeah,
the
that's
point.
true.
All right, what do you mean that's the
No,
point?
but girls chase
that's
niggas
the point.
too.
The man still has to pursue.
Right.
That proves my point even further.
And average looking
Does the
girls
woman
don't.
pursue?
Right.
No.
Does the average woman pursue?
No,
No.
that's
No,
the
that's
point.
not true because girls be thirsty as fuck. For
Bruh.
like, okay,
They're
a girl,
not average,
a
they're
girl
ugly.
see
They're
you
probably
with a
ugly.
nigga, and then all of a sudden they'll start to want the nigga.
Here's the thing.
And
You
then a
guys will
bunch of
call
other
it
girls.
pursue, but the reality is when girls say, I pursue, like you looked at him in the club and you expected him to come up to you or whatever. Like girls don't spit real game.
Yeah.
They'll say they made a move, but they
No.
really didn't.
Yes, they do.
Well, give me an
Bruh.
example of a girl spitting game.
Like, okay, for example, my ex-boyfriend, he's real childish. He like posting how like girls be trying to fuck him and stuff like that. And he posts like a bunch of stuff of girls being thirsty as hell in his
Saying
DMs,
what?
trying to fuck. Sexual shit, sending him nudes, like all of
Yeah,
that.
and they do.
And they be
do.
thirsty as fuck. Like,
Yeah,
what
but
is Diddy?
you didn't see maybe he was messaging them first and he built attraction over a period of
He
time.
posts a bunch of videos of him. Like he come out to
Get the
Miami
fuck
all the
outta here. That's not
time.
true. The guy never did get
They
nudes
front
fresh
like
out of the
that.
blue. You have to work.
You have to
towards
work to get
nudes.
that, man.
That's
But
cap.
I am saying, it's some girls that ass be thirsty, throwing like just be like fiending.
That's what you think because you saw his story. But can you give me an example? Of a
No,
girl?
but I go through niggas' phones.
Yeah,
like-
we know you do. You're a stalker. But give me an example of a girl spitting game in real life. The way that we run down on girls.
Girls slide in niggas' DMs. with
Girls
hard
in real
eyes.
life, in
Yes,
real
and
life.
they're
Girls
only
only slide in
girls,
niggas'
bro, I swear to God.
Give me an
Girl-
example. What does it look like?
Okay, a girl, for example, like
You
on South
cute?
Beach or something. Yeah, welcome to you. Fine as hell. What's your
Right,
Instagram? You got a
yes.
bitch. I don't care if you got a bitch. I want you. Straight like
Yes,
that.
they
And
do
if niggas,
that.
and
They
niggas
do.
be weak as hell and they go for it.
Do they have blue
The
hair?
reality is, here's the thing, man. You could say that, but that's an exception. That's a gross exception. Most women are not going to approach most guys.
Yeah.
That's a specific type
That's
of
a
girl that I
minority
hear
of
right
women
now.
that approach men. Like very few women do that. Most girls don't have the ego to go ahead and approach a guy. They think I'm pretty. They need to come to me. What the fuck? So
Yeah.
going back to what you were saying, the girls get approached. Average girls get approached. That's confirms what I'm saying. The guy still has to pursue, even if he's attractive. He still has to pursue. Like, and the guys that get DMs first by girls, not often. Those are guys that typically are higher status, got a blue check, maybe they're a celebrity of some kind. We're talking about 0.00001% of the male population. So exceptions don't make the rule. You have some, Cat?
I've shot my shot
that? What
with
the-
niggas who
said
are
you had some-
verified.
I forgot.
Let me just
All right,
say.
so
I have a
we'll take
question.
a quick commercial break with some chats.
To quick commercial break. Okay, I'll read these real quick, and then Sneeko, if you had something, or if the ladies had some.
Yeah, she's nice.
Okay,
Top
50
G
bucks from
energy.
Top G goes, increases testosterone, muscle strength, endurance, reduces anxiety, stress, depression, fatigue, improves libido, energy, mood, focus, and sleep. Okay, Top G Energy, shout out to you. John Castillo, 100 bucks goes, good evening, FNF fam. Love the Throwback Ninja segment earlier. Also, W stream earlier, Sneeko, happy birthday. Yep.
8 minutes. 8 minutes left.
Yes, in a few minutes. We got here 50 bucks from me and my 3-inch. Fresh and Fit, ever think about starting a network station, Top G Network, with all the top guys previously was on the show? Didn't think about it.
The Fresh Fit Network.
Yves Simonis goes, this is the official rating for tonight's episode. Sandy, who sent? Sandy's right here, right? Okay, he gives you a 3. Nina a 1. Who booked Nina? Reprimand that person. Alexis a 7.
Jesus Christ.
Maria a 6. Kathy a 10. Luda a 6. Rena a 2. Sydney a 4. Adele a 6. And Stephanie an 8.
Who's
Thank you
Kathy?
so much
You're
for
Kathy?
giving the names. That makes it a lot
Yes,
easier.
thank you.
Catherine.
Yeah, but nobody asked you.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. You probably look ugly as
That
fuck.
hard.
Suck my dick.
Nobody asked you.
Wait, zoom in on his face real quick. You can see his face. in the
Wait, you said
profile
what?
picture.
Suck my dick?
Yeah. Don't
Suck my dick.
Straight like that.
Right, right.
That's the type of
Oh,
girls
wait,
right
that's
there.
him?
That's it.
Big oldie.
I
Big
bet you-
oldie.
Ronaldinho.
Big
I
oldie.
think about something.
I have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
If a guy walked up to you and said, lick my pussy, what would you think?
I'm gonna start laughing.
Okay, so
Lick
how do
my
you think you
pussy.
sound when you say suck my dick?
They probably laughing. I don't care though. I really don't care what people say.
Okay.
Well, eat my asshole.
American Income. Support those who support you. Keep up the great work. Fresh and Iron Road to 1 million subs. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you, American Income. Shout out to you.
man.
I did a collab with him on my Instagram, by the way, guys. Go check it out. 50 bucks. If Simonis goes, Myron is fully correct. It's a woman's job to please. It's a man's job to provide. Only Western women will leave when the provision is there. Foreign women will fulfill her duty. Myron, we out to the Middle East. Emiratis is booked. Okay, man. Appreciate that. We'll probably be out there. Fresh is going to reluctantly drag me out there. And guys, we're going to be in London on the 18th. Okay, so shout out to all our UK bros. We're going to be out there.
The Mandim.
We'll catch you guys over there. Mr. Onizuka, question for ladies. How old do you want to be when you start having kids? Now, at 15 years, that's how old you'll be when your kids start high school. Okay?
Okay.
Do we want to go around the table on that?
No, we don't.
Yeah, let's
That's
do
a lot of
that.
math.
Let's do that.
We're gonna answer that. Like, I don't even have an age.
For what?
I just
Because
have kids.
if you're already 20 and you don't have kids, you're going to be 35 with a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Good
pretty
luck.
much.
Good math.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be old, no matter what.
Exactly.
All right, so, just out of curiosity, how old do you want to be when you have your first kid? Bam, let's shoot here.
I don't have an age preferences. It's whenever I find the person that I want to
Yeah, but
have
you
kids
can't
with.
get pregnant past a certain age.
All right, then. Oh well.
That's like
If
50
niggas
though.
can't act right, I don't want to have a kid with him. What the fuck?
So you'd be happy not having children?
Yeah, that's not my main